So one of the biggest challenges in rendering a scene like this is not actually in the materials or the textures, but just in the sheer amount of geometry, because we have shrubs and trees and grass, and each of these contribute to the overall poly count that by the end is in the millions. And if you didn't know, it's not exactly a one-to-one relationship, but as geometry goes up, so does render time. So what we need is a way to lower the overall poly count somehow without actually changing the scene at all. So is that possible? One way we can do this is by handling our duplicates a bit differently. So for example, consider we take the default cube and duplicate it with Shift D. You can see that when we bring up our statistics that this obviously creates more and more geometry in our scene, even though every newly added object is pretty much identical. Replace the same setup with a highly dense tree model and we start getting too much geometry very quickly. So instead of using Shift D, I want you to start using Alt D, which creates a linked duplicate, meaning we still get a copy, but no extra geometry is added because each of these clones is referencing the same original mesh. And the speed up we get from this is essentially free because even though I'm using a really good GPU to render, specifically NVIDIA Studio's RTX line with the 3090 in my case, which can handle millions and millions of polygons, it is always better to not add an extra geometry if you don't need to. By the way, if you already made the mistake of using normal duplicates instead of linked duplicates in your already finished scene, it is not too late for you. You can still fix this by selecting all the objects that should be linked, hitting Ctrl L to link info, and selecting linked data. So, when in doubt, linked duplicates could be your way out.